The Tata Sierra has made its much awaited debut today in Mumbai, and to talk about the model and plans for the future, we have Tata Motors Chief Commercial Officer Vivek Srivatsa. So Vivek, firstly a big congratulations
Thank you.
on a launch of a car that a lot of us have been waiting for.
Thank you.
Now I'll get straight to the big announcements that you made today. New platform, which came as a bit of a surprise, and one of the details in that was that it's all-wheel drive capable. So could you just tell us about the possibility of an ICE all-wheel drive Sierra?
Yes, one of the reasons we went for the Argos was to make it AWD capable. We've seen over the last few years that the need for an AWD as a personality is becoming more and more in the Indian consumers. Also, if you really look back, we are an SUV manufacturer to start with, and
Right.
there was a lot of pushback when we moved away from four-wheel drives.
Right.
And we thought this is the right car to get it back. Of
Right.
course, production cycles and development cycles were mismatched. So we couldn't launch it straight up.
Right.
But Argos is AWD capable.
Okay.
Work is on a AWD model, and we should be able to land it probably next financial year. Yeah.
Next financial
Yeah,
year?
yeah.
Okay, so that is a deadline we are going to keep you
Yes,
to.
yes.
Because when we did the preview videos, a lot
Yeah.
of people were at that big question mark,
Yeah,
AWD
yeah.
question mark,
Yeah,
question
yeah.
mark.
So next financial year, let me clarify, probably close in 2027 is what I would put it as.
Okay,
Yeah, later
super.
part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then coming to the prices,
Yeah.
11.49 lakh. So there are two questions on this. Firstly, you've not gone for a very, very aggressive base price of, typically we see that 9.99
Yeah,
magic
yeah,
figure,
yeah.
but you've also gone for a pretty well equipped
Yeah.
lower spec variant. So
Yeah.
just your thoughts on.
I think we were very clear, we wanted to give a mid-plus kind of an experience with this car. It of course liberates a lot of space inside. You've seen the tech and all that, and that is an emerging segment. We believe a lot of current mid-size owners, also people who been owning compact SUVs for a long time, are looking for a slightly plus kind of experience without increasing the footprint. I
Right.
think 4.3, 4.4 is becoming a very sweet space
Yeah.
in our cities with our kind of traffic, the parking spaces that we have. So I feel it's a good mix where you give 2 levels above kind of interior, but space remains the same, or the footprint remains the same. We've seen this in premium, happening in premium brands,
Right.
not in India probably, but Europe and all that, where the smaller cars are fully equipped in the premium brand. So that's why we are going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other question is, when do you release the other prices? Because it's a pretty
December
wide.
first week
Okay.
we'll release, because we wanted to just be sure about our ramp up capability and all
Right,
that.
right.
And basis that we will release prices of few variants, hopefully all of them,
Right.
by December first week. Yeah.
Okay. Now coming to the engines, the diesel is something that we've seen on other Tata models, but the petrols are new.
Yeah.
So what is the split that you expect is within this segment also? Because we see a naturally aspirated, say
Yeah.
in a Creta is still bringing in the bulk of volume. So is that a trend
Yeah.
you expect to see in the Sierra as well?
Early indicators, actually, the diesel has surprised us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, close to 50%.
Wow.
Early interest, I would
Right,
say, not
right,
bookings. We
right.
have not opened bookings. Early interest is towards the diesel. I think the diesel will continue to surprise us. Post GST 2.0, there's a huge movement towards diesel.
Right.
Suddenly, consumers are realizing that actually diesel is great for drivability, fuel efficiency, and no controversy as well. So diesel is picking up, but I think the NA engine will be a fairly big volume
Right.
player, considering it's going to be in a lot of the lower end trims as
Right,
well.
right.
Affordability will be better. GDI, I think, will still be a niche,
Right.
considering that it's for the pure high rev performance oriented.
Right.
But currently I see diesel and NA being the bulk of the sales.
And any breakup that you expect?
No, it is too soon, but I think diesel will settle around 40%, maybe NA also around the same, and the rest would be GDI.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another thing about your powertrain strategy is that all engines have an automatic gearbox. So what is the split that you're looking at between manuals and automatics?
I mean, the expectation is around 40% actually.
Okay.
Considering it's a premium positioning we are taking, we
Right.
might actually see a lot more people going for automatic.
Right.
And also in the GDI we have only automatic, so that will
Right.
skew the overall mix.
Right.
But we feel it will be about 40% automatic across all the powertrains.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've really gone to town with the features on the Sierra. What is your reading? Like, are customers more interested in features now, or is the good old driving performance, ride handling, are those still pull factor? Have things changed over the past few years?
To be very honest, I think being mechanical or analog is good on social media, but
Right.
when people actually go down to buy their cars, they'll say, I want a sunroof and I want a
Right.
large screen.
Right.
But having said that, I think with the Sierra, we'll address both extremes. You
Right.
know, it's not that every single model will have a end-to-end
Right. Right.
screen. Not every model will have a panoramic sunroof.
Yeah.
We will have a prudent mix of both.
Right.
At the same time, I think the market is moving towards gadgetization. You know?
Right. Right.
People want those apps to be downloaded.
Right.
People want to be able to have infotainment which is engaging.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the skew is more and more towards gadgetization.
Right. Now, talking specifically of the most hated feature on social media, but probably the most loved feature for buyers actually at the showroom is the sunroof.
Sunroof.
So, just you've gone for the largest possible size. How much of a pull is that in its own right?
It's huge, we've seen that, whenever we democratize a sunroof into lower and lower variants, we've seen the variants.
You did that with the Nexon, I believe.
Nexon, exactly, and we've done it in other products as well. So sunroof clearly is aspirational. I hope people don't stick their kids out of the sunroof, but just the airiness, feeling of airiness that you get is huge.
Yeah.
And I think, what we have seen is people are over-indexing on interior ambience now.
Right.
3-4 years back it was on exterior looks.
Right.
Today they want interior ambience, so that because I think, like I said in my presentation, number of hours spent in the car is going up hugely.
Right.
And people want that feeling of comfort and space inside. Sunroof greatly adds to it, right? You suddenly feel you're not cramped up.
Right.
I think that's really driving adoption.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, Vivek, now Sierra is a classic name for slightly older people. What are you counting on, or what product attributes are you counting on for this to sort of distinguish itself to a younger buying audience?
I think the design is fairly omni-generational, I would say. While it definitely harks back to the OG, even people who have seen it for the first time love the design. You can see it on social media that people who have never seen the OG Sierra still like it. But the other element is it's going to be really good to drive, Apart from the interior space, special, the premium feel as well, it's going to be a really engaging car to drive, with FDD suspension, the good mix of powertrains, really well integrated automatic transmissions. You'll see it when you drive it. I think it'll be a car where people will find very little negatives or very little reason to reject the car is the way we have conceptualized the Sierra.
Right.
So whether if you want fuel efficiency, you have the NA or the diesel. You want power, you have the diesel or the GDI,
Right.
and you have all the features as well. So I think it'll fairly have cross-generational appeal is the way we are looking at.
Right. And just finally on the Sierra EV, which you've also teased, when does that come? Will that be all-wheel drive as well?
So Sierra EV will come in all-wheel drive straight away. You don't need to wait for long. But when the Sierra EV will launch is a little bit of a, we don't know right now. Probably again next financial year.
Okay.
Because the reason we have launched the ICE now is it's an all-new product on an all-new assembly line. We would like to ramp up production, stabilize the plant as well, and subsequently we'll take a call on, because the EV is also going to be made in the same plant. We would like to develop our capacity and expand, production before we launch the EV.
Okay. And would the EV also have a rear-wheel drive variant?
Yes, the EV will have a rear-wheel drive. It is largely based on the Active Plus, which is the Harrier.
Right. Yeah. And within the Harrier, do you have a split of how many people are going for the all-wheel drive?
In excess of 35%.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So is that higher than your original?
Definitely higher than expect. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah. So people are putting their money where their mouth is.
Yes. At least on the EV side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Superb.
Not
great.
so much on the ICE side, but at least on the EV side.
Great, Vivek. So looking forward to
Thank
driving
you.
the
Thank you,
Sierra.
Nikhil. You're
And
coming to Chandigarh,
congratulations
right?
again.
Yeah.